Alright everyone, how are you doing? Fiesta here, and today we have some good amount of news, GPU news is basically. Firstly, we have Cobalt 7 Kime posting this poll, and he's asking how many X-Stores does AD102 have, and well, basically transistors that we are talking about, and most of the people picked 70 to 80 billion, and if you look into it, he says this, remember this, most people made the right choice, more than 75 billion. So this is a leak basically coming from Copilot 7 Kami that AD102 will have 75 or more than 75 billion transistors. Next up we have MSI Arc A380 low profile discrete GPU has been pictured here, right there. And yeah, this is low profile, 70 watts, but 75 watts basically, for Intel Arc A380 coming from MSI here, and this is the all the specs for this particular card. And if you look into it, 6nm technology, and which also have GPU clock of 2450. Default clock is same 2450, and the base clock is 1937. And it supports OpenCL, not CUDA, because it's not NVIDIA obviously. It doesn't support physics basically. That's weird. Should, right? It supports ray tracing on a card like this. So I don't know how well the ray tracing will perform, but hey, it supports it basically. So yeah, it's Intel A380 GPU coming from MSI. Next up we have RTX 4090 and the 4080. 16 or 12. We've already talked about it before. That it's going to be either 16 or 12. Probably 16 because 12 is bad, you know. The max TGP and the GPU clocks have been leaked. And if you look into it right here, as you can see, GeForce RTX 4090. And we get this, the boost clock 2520 megahertz. And if you look into the default TGP is 450 watts. But not to mention when you overclock it, it's going to reach 660 watts. That's a lot of juice. And for 4080 we have the similar case, 25.5 or 05 gigahertz, so not a big difference in boost clock. And the TGP is 340. Then again, when you overclock it, it's gonna be 516 watts. So yeah, very much juiced up cards, I must say. Next up we have massive information coming from user at WXNod, and he has posted this particular image, and this is a Lenovo saver suspected of 4090. So this is a Lenovo Legion 4090 right here, as you can see. That's right, it's blurred out, but I can see the text 90. So this is the 4090 coming from Lenovo, and it's gonna be on pre-build because I've never seen Lenovo's selling their their GPUs in a DIY market, so I've never seen that before. And it's also mentioned here, like Lenovo saver suspected of 4090 new machine. So the whole is gonna be a OEM build with this GPU, the RTX 4090, and it looks beefy. Like, look at that, 1, 2, 3.5 slot. That's a huge GPU. And we also have more information coming from the same user. This is a Gigabyte RTX 4090, and this is the packaging for the Gigabyte model. And the card looks like this. I mean, it's still a image, nothing really solid, but it gives us an idea. Like, look at that. It's very not really like crazy looking. It's just very simple looking card. Let me just look into it. It doesn't mention it's a gaming OC or no. Yeah, it doesn't mention it, but oh yeah, it does mention gaming OC right there. So yeah, this is probably the premium card from Gigabyte, and this is the card that we're looking at, the 4090 from Gigabyte. We also have more information. This is right there, Zotac RTX 4090 AMP, and this time around Zotac went hard, and I mean hard. Look at this. I mean, do I have to explain? It looks different, and not just different. Look at the size of that. We're not looking at a GPU. We're looking at some kind of alien machine right here. Look at this. I mean, I like it. I like it because it's unique looking, but I also hate it because it's chonkers. Look at that. I mean, that's not gonna be a problem, chonker size, because if you're going for this kind of card, like, yeah, sure, a chonkers card, like, not a problem. And it's gonna be having PCIe 16 pin right here, as you can see, and for power, obviously, for powering the card, because we're moving into a newer PCIe Gen 5 era, so I guess we have to use that. And Zotac went real hard this time. Like, what is that? Like, what is this? It's massive. And also we have another gigabyte. Not just another gigabyte. A gigabyte has published 11 models basically. And if we look into it, we don't really have the pictures of that, but we have the naming. And this is the RTX 4090 Aorus Extreme Waterforce, probably the most expensive one out of all gigabyte cards. Aorus Extreme Water Block, probably the less price, but so they're both gonna be very premium. And knowing the pricing we've seen in the previous video, like it's gonna be very expensive, like probably $3,000, I'm guessing, like very expensive. And this is Aorus Extreme, Aorus Master, Aorus Elite, Gaming OC, right there. Gaming, Eagle OC, Eagle, and Windforce, which is the, entry level one. So yeah, there are 11 models for Gigabyte RTX 4090s. That is so many. Imagine if all the companies does that. Extremely crazy. Like, I'm gonna have a hard time keep up with all these models, even though I'm not gonna buy any of them because I'm broke. Next up, coming from Momomo, I need to spell that right, Momomo_US, and he has shared this, or he or she, I don't know. This is coming directly from Intel. Intel made a mistake again. Nothing surprising, they always do that. And yeah, they just leaked their whole third generation lineup right here. And as you can see, our third gen Raptor Lake lineup, whatever you want to call it. i3 for entry level, we will know that, middle level, high level, and highest level performance. And look at that, third generation i5 13600K will have 5.1 GHz performance core max frequency. Again, this is performance core, not efficiency core. 14 cores, 6 core, and 6 plus 8. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. And 20 threads, obviously. And third generation i7 13700K will have 5.3 P-core max, 16 cores and 24 threads. And of course, i9 3900K will have 5.4 GHz. This is again up to 5.4. So this time around, I guess Intel is not going crazy with their numbers in the speed here. As you can see, 5.4, whereas AMD is reaching 5.7. We've already seen that. So interesting, very interesting. I wonder how they're gonna compete, because Intel always had the upper hand in terms of speed. But this time they won't, because it's gonna be 5.4 up to again, and it's gonna be 24 cores, 32 threads. So yeah, basically Intel just leaked their own products. Could be intentional, but yeah. Alright, this is it for today, boys and girls. And of course, if you enjoyed, of course, please like and share and subscribe. Of course, that really helps. We're reaching 100 subscription. Like, yeah, I guess that's an achievement. Not yet, but will. So please do subscribe. And what do you think about these old cards? Like, do you gonna buy 4090s? I will not, because I've already said it. Why? I mean, yeah. Have a good time.